offensive rebounds. Did you know that that was going to be something that you could really exploit today even more than you usually do?
I try to exploit that every night. That's who I am. Regardless, always on the other team, I try to really put a lot of pressure on the balls. It's really something that is helping the team a lot and gives us extra possessions. It draws fouls, it puts a lot of pressure on the team.
What was your view of the flagrant foul?
There was no. The thing with that is that I get hit in the head almost every game, and I never get flagrants. But when sometimes inadvertently I hit somebody in the head, they never miss. They're always very hard on me on that. Especially when it's not intentional. So we're gonna appeal it, and hopefully they look at it and they see that it was just an accident. Maybe they can switch it to attack. We'll see, but it's really, just because I'm 7 foot doesn't mean that it doesn't hurt when I get hit in the head, and doesn't mean that I'm close to a superhuman, but that doesn't mean that I am. So hopefully they look at that, because it's, when you're fighting for rebounds, sometimes sometimes stuff happens, but it's not. It wasn't a dangerous play, and it was just part of the rebound, and it was he ran at me with his elbows up like that. It was a very physical box out. I'm fine with that, but just let's be either we keep it consistent or we just let us play, or not too harsh on that because it penalize the team.
Is it hard, just in the spot you're at with the points you have already, how do you play aggressively like you need to, but also even if it's not your fault or even if you don't agree with the call, it could still cost you a game or 2 games moving forward?
It's really hard. It's really hard because, when you look back at some of the flagrants that I got, some of them I'm contesting the shot. 2 of them were contesting 3-point shots. One of them was Caruso contesting a dunk. I'm literally going up, trying to block the shot. So maybe 1 or 2 of those were very flagrant by the book. A lot of them were very severe. So it's really tough. Guys are coming at me every night, hitting me in the face, grabbing me. They purposely foul me at least 5 times tonight. Running to my knees, try to box me out. All these plays are dangerous, and I'm fine with it, but just it's really hard when you get super penalized and people can do anything without accountability on me. So hopefully they look at that and make it a little more fair.
Rudy, took the dribble out of your free throw mechanics. You feel more comfortable with that?
Yeah, way more comfortable. I feel like the overthinking gets me more than the actual skill of shooting the ball. I shoot more than 90% in practice, and it's really, I think it eliminates a lot of the overthinking.
The dribble?
Not dribbling eliminates a lot of that. So it's not just about shooting the ball and knocking it down.
You just want to get out of your hands faster? Probably.
Yeah, kind of. Just it's more fun shooting it that way, and it's like it eliminates a lot of time in between. When I feel like for me it's not a problem of touch or skill, it's more a problem of overthinking. I'm an overthinker sometimes.
When did you come up with that idea?
Just in practice, just working on it. We realized that it's just about motion, just about letting it fly, and sometimes when I dribble and I take all this time, then I kind of pause too much.
Rudy, obviously Mike's back. How much does it just mean to this team to have him back in the locker room, and for you personally, kind of being tied to him? Just what's the emotion like having him back on the team?
It's great. He's a big part of what we do. His leadership, his energy, his presence means a lot to all of us, and then trying to win a championship, and he's a big part of that. So I'm glad we have him back. I feel like it's meant to be. We weren't gonna let him go like that. He brought a headband, so he's cooler than before.
Reminded of Utah.
Utah Mike?
Yeah, like Utah Mike with less hair.
Rudy, with Ant played really strong at the end of the game tonight. He has really good clutch numbers this season. Earlier in his career, he did not have good clutch numbers. You've been here for most of it. How have you seen his play improve in the end of games in particular?
Year after year, I think his decision making is the key. For him to, pick his spots and not settling every time. Being able to attack and make the right play when they put two on him. Find his teammates, trust his teammates. I think he's been getting better and better, and this year it's the best I've seen him. So it's huge. We need it. The ball is in his hands, so we need to be able to make the best decision and be the best offensive player in the world, in those clutch minutes.
Rudy, Io had mentioned in a couple practices of just like how excited he is to play with you because he can kind of gamble a little bit more and do a little bit more on the defensive end. I wonder from your perspective, like having another perimeter guy like Io, like how does that benefit you in kind of guarding the rim?
It's huge, having guys that can be physical on the ball and kind of like speed the guys up, force them to attack, make them uncomfortable. It makes it a lot easier on me, being who I am at the rim and wear guys down, over the course of a game. I think when we're not physical on the ball and the guys are just really comfortable, they only have to worry about me, and it's obviously puts a lot more weight on my shoulders, which I don't mind, but it makes it tougher for sure.